welcome to episode 14 of the Entirely X Gaming Podcast. I am the very happy Patriots victorious. Yay. So I'm very happy. Mike Spindler. Gamertag is XIMike392. And we have a very happy boy, Ben Frampton. He's a little happy for a different reason, and we'll get into that in a second.
You managed to actually lose sentence structure there when you were
Yeah,
trying
you
to
did.
explain how happy you were. It was great. You even had it written down to read from, and it went wrong.
I'm so excited. This happened, less than an hour ago? The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Day before my birthday. So let's go.
So yeah, my gamer tag, guys, is Nareem, for anyone who isn't a Patriots fan.
And we got the rancher himself, Tyler Spindler.
What's
see
up,
what that
guys? Yeah, you'll know what that means. What's up? Gamertag XI, Tidal Wave, IX.
And now our first segment here, we're bringing back Gadget Time already. And this week, it's not me who has the focus.
No.
It's good old Benny. Benny.
It's gadget time, it's gadget time. Won't you come see these gadgets of mine?
You realize this goes on the internet, right?
Oh yeah, most
Who don't
certainly.
care?
So, Ben.
I'm honestly
What
just
do you
playing
got?
for that Zach Braff retweet. That's all I want.
There you go.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, so this week I pulled the trigger on something that I've been wanting to get hold of for a while. It took saving up some money from Christmas. It took saving up some money from things I've been doing elsewhere. It took trading in a couple of games, but I have moved from my 32-inch, 10-year-old, something stupid like that, plasma HD ready TV. That
So,
thing was...
Oh my God.
pause real quick before you continue. HD ready does not mean it actually played in 1080p.
No, it means it played in
No.
720p.
Yep.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Ben.
So, yeah, that... If for any of you who've been just running full HD and 4K and all that for a while now, you probably won't understand the step up I've just made. Because I've stepped up to a 49-inch 4K LG TV, which is... It's good. I'm happy. It's a beautiful thing. It is my new baby.
Yeah.
And it's relatively reasonable. When you look at the step, I mean, it's not the best TV on the market. I'm not going to claim that ever.
Right.
But for £400, that's decent. That's decent. That's like $600, $700, maybe $800. The dollar sucks at the moment.
It's over $500. It's a decent price.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get the deals you guys do over here.
No.
So
No, of course.
it's a beautiful piece of kit for me, and it has made a massive difference to the games that I've been playing on it.
Right.
So
As it should.
Well, yeah, it's also really fast turning off and on again, which I know sounds ridiculous, but you've got to think, like, when I turned my last TV on, it was like a good 5-10 seconds before it would be on,
Right.
and ready to go. This is almost instant, and it's amazing. I mean, I don't use this TV to its fullest extent yet. I don't have all the smart TV things all plugged in and stuff like that. But
Right.
it's my baby. I love it.
No, it's good. It is. I did the research for Ben. It is UHD HDR10. So when he gets his Xbox One X this year, it will be looking insane. And yes, you're getting an Xbox One X. You see what I did there?
Yeah. I see how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
but no,
I'm proud of you.
it's-
I'm very
it's-
happy for you.
It's great. I'm very happy with it. But I almost did manage to fuck it up.
Why?
Oh god. Why?
So when you're putting it together, I was like, okay, here's the feet for it. I'll clip them on the bottom. Clip them on, put it on top of where I was standing it up, and I was like, this leans forwards a bit. I'm not sure what's going on here. So I played with
God.
that a bit, and I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. So I was just like, I was fetching out the remote to turn it on, and when I opened the packet with the remote in, I was like, that's a bag with some screws in. I've got
Oh.
a sneaky feeling that the screws are supposed to go in the bottom of the TV, you know, to connect the feet to the TV.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
turns out I was right. So we put
Jesus.
those in, and disaster was averted. But we could have had, you know, a £400 accident right here.
Oh my god, Ben.
My god,
Yeah.
Ben.
I
So,
am
yeah.
so glad you caught that.
My,
Me too.
you were telling the story, my heart sank.
Jesus.
Oh man, good catch.
Yeah, well, luckily it didn't involve any catching, but
It could have.
it could well have. Yeah, it could have gone that way. So yeah, that was my gadget time acquisition for this.
See,
this
I said it would be back. I love this segment, and I love that Ben is finally in the 4K era.
Oh yes. Finally.
I get to get involved in gadget time, because
Yeah.
normally that's not my area.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna move it on though, because we've talked enough about my TV.
They say.
I'm gonna move
Alright.
it on into a little something extra, and because I hog all the airtime, because
You know.
British people sound better than American people.
Yes.
Far better. Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Always.
I'm going to introduce this section too. So, this week we're going to talk about a topic that I've sort of brought to the forefront, because I was thinking during the week, I was sat there thinking, now, what would you guys say are, like, let's say the top 3 to 5 biggest games of the last 2 years?
Oh, you're talking PUBG, Fortnite,
Yep.
and League of Legends, Dota.
Yep.
I would say those are top.
There's some big names in there, right? League of Legends has its own multi-million-dollar fucking industry around it.
There's definitely a following there. Some would say.
Yeah.
Yep.
PUBG, the biggest thing that people are talking about right now, I would say. And,
Yes.
and there's several other games that demonstrate the characteristic that I'm about to start talking about, and that is that these games are derived from mods of other games. League of Legends is a arena strategy style game that was actually based around the gameplay of Dota, Defense of the Ancients, if you don't play these games.
Mm-hmm.
That was originally a Warcraft 3 modification. Like, someone made a self-made map in Warcraft where you had to play up these little isles and defend and attack and push and creep and all the good fun that you get in League of Legends and Dota now. They are all from a modification that someone made in Warcraft.
Huh.
Right.
PUBG is based around a couple of other modifications that people made for games. So, like, games for mods for Arma 3 and the Arma games, mods for a few different first-person or third-person shooter games. And
Right.
basically it's a derived game again from a mod. And I was thinking, I think almost all of those big games that we think about as original and the biggest things in these era are actually coming from older games. They're coming from an older time. They're being derived from something that's already been done. And I thought it was worth commenting on, because it seems like people take these things now as original designs. They take it as they take it as something that hasn't been done before. And I was wondering whether the popularity of these things comes down to people being nostalgic and thinking, oh, you know what, back in the day I used to enjoy games like this. And look, they've
Right.
made it now with better graphics, and it's all it's its own game.
That's Nintendo to a T. That's our mission statement.
Yeah, but is that sort of the games themselves? They do try to introduce at least some form of new gameplay style into that. Whereas the League of Legends is the biggest offender for this. It's
Right.
a lot of cosmetic changes with very little actual gameplay change from the original game.
Yep.
There's some changes, there's things that are slightly different, but for the most part it's very similar to Dota as a mod.
Ah.
But yeah, I think the fact that there's these multi-million-dollar franchises being brought out now and people almost have this amnesia about where they're from.
Right.
I mean, tell me what you guys think. Let me know. Come on.
No, and my biggest point to this topic is, the video game industry will always move forward, and that's the point here of how it's going to be moving forward over the next decade. There are multiple things, wheels, gears, cogs turning to make this industry go forward. And what Benny is talking about is probably one of the biggest pieces here of none of these games are actually new, or how they are created are actually new. They're just modifications of existing games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might run better. They might look a little better. Obviously, they're newer. But the creators aren't creating it. They're just modifying it. Get it? That's why it's called a mod.
Yeah. It gets to the point there where we almost... am I going to be this guy? Fuck it, I'm going to be this guy. They're ripping off these other people's ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes...
And you can look at Fortnite and PUBG.
Yeah, exactly the same game, just different styles of how the game was, drawn up.
It's been built in a different engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, not originally. No. The reason Fortnite actually went with this Battle Royale mode was because Epic had a hand in Bluehole of helping them develop PUBG in the, what's it called? Oh, man.
Their engine.
Yeah, their engine. In Epic's engine. I've just totally blanked on that name. Holy cow. That's going to bug me for the rest of the podcast. So, the PUBG and Fortnite were both created in the same engine, and Epic had a hand in both during development. Which is why, if you go back a couple weeks now, we talked about that Fortnite PUBG thing of them kicking off because Fortnite was just copying. Well, they saw the potential in PUBG and said, hey, here's this game that we want to make free to play. Let's just make this mode in our game free to play.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And
it was clever.
They've made millions. Yeah. Epic did it. They nailed it.
I think PUBG is actually making, as much as I hate to eat my own words, it's making decent strides into the console market after having had that sort of rough introduction.
It is.
Because they're doing it in a way that I actually approve of.
Right.
Because what they're doing is they're releasing content with this stuff to keep people interested, to get people back on their side. And it's new maps, new vehicles, new stuff, stuff that the computer people haven't even seen themselves, and it's there, it's available to play, it's reinvigorating people's interest in the game, and I approve of that. New content that isn't just cosmetic stuff, I love that. I love it.
I mean, they are making cosmetic stuff, but
every game will make cosmetic stuff.
Yes,
if some Russian kid is too stupid to know that, I'm using Russian kid as a specific example because my brother
against Russians.
My brother managed to sell a Team Fortress 2 hat for like £50 to some Russian kid.
Oh god!
When you spend to put it in perspective, that's like $85 for you guys right now.
Yeah.
When you can sell a random cosmetic item that you've gotten in a game for that amount of money, that's ludicrous.
That's a problem.
Yeah. But when people are willing to spend that money on those cosmetic items, make it. I get that. If you can get a bit more money and then maybe some of that funnels into the next game and it becomes a better game, I'm all for that. The problem I have is that what they've become now is just well, let's not bother making the other stuff. Let's just make cosmetic items.
Right.
So no extra DLC, no story missions that help you figure out a bit of backstory. There's no guns that you can buy that change your game experience or make it a bit more fun or anything like that. There are in some games, but it's becoming a rarity.
Right.
Yeah. So it's I think if we look at the way the game world is changing, I think it's really interesting, and I think that it's worth talking about possibly the way the games are going for the future. I mean, do either of you have an idea about how you feel the games market is going to look, let's say, 2, 3, 10 years down the line from now?
Yeah, I do.
I kind of do.
All right, go ahead. You go first.
I feel like down the line, everything's going to basically more or less become games where it's always online.
Like those shared world co-op experience.
Yeah, yeah. Or like Destiny, like Anthem. I'm forgetting one.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Is that one? Oh, cool.
Yeah, that is definitely
like,
shared world.
I feel like
thing.
yeah, basically that. I feel like that's just becoming such a popular thing, and it's actually clicking with a lot of people that it's actually a cool thing. Like if companies get that always online aspect right, then it can actually be a really cool thing. So that's where I can see games in the future going.
Right. This is where I think.
Is this all just coming from World of Warcraft?
It is.
Is this
Kind
all-
of.
totally
Yeah,
right.
that was like the original one.
That's the
wasn't
original
it?
idea. I think these games
Yeah.
play differently compared to how WoW plays.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I never mean like that, but I mean that they always had these sort of hub areas in World of Warcraft. It was like the same
Right.
city in every
Yeah.
server where people would end up congregating, and that I just had a moment there where I was thinking about when you said Destiny. I was thinking about Destiny and its hub world, where everyone just sort of stands around and chats crap, to each other.
Dances.
Yeah,
It's
dances.
mostly dancing.
They mostly dances.
That's
Does the
exactly
swish,
what
swish.
happened in these hub areas in World of Warcraft. You just had loads
Yeah.
of people around. You had, a big like line of gnomes all doing the same dance in a row. And,
Right.
Like, that's exactly the same sort of thing. It was just, and this is the thing, no one ever does anything in those areas.
No.
Like,
No.
the central area where everyone's just going to chill out and wait for the mission to start or wait for the next thing to get going. No one does anything there. They just stand there. Talk at people.
Because that's the fun part. It's fun just standing around waiting to see what's gonna happen. Because
I used to enjoy pushing people off the world on Destiny.
oh yeah, that was
Oh,
always
that
fun.
is
But
good
like
fun.
I remember in Destiny when that one first came out, I would just be standing there at the tower, and then I'd get a random message from someone saying like, "Hey, you want to do the raid with us?" Okay. And I've met, I think 4 or 5 people, thanks to Destiny. Like, that I played Destiny a lot with them, and, it was all thanks to that hub world aspect where I was just standing around, they were just standing around, then they were like, oh, hey, we need one more person. They can look at the roster of everybody who's in that hub world, who's on that
Who's around
server
the
right
same-
now.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Now,
be like,
and
But-
here's an interesting point, and it kind of goes back to Ben's point of, are these games new or are they just copied of old games? Because that hub world aspect, Destiny is made by Bungie, which is owned by Activision. Activision owns Blizzard. So where did they get the idea of a hub world from?
I wonder
The guys
where.
across the hall.
Yeah. So
it is kind of scary what Ben is talking about of
Yeah.
just taking from old games. But I think Destiny actually does it in a way, to their credit, where it feels far different from WoW.
Yeah.
When I think of WoW, I don't think of the Destiny Tower and what goes on. and
I
the
don't.
things that
No,
occur there.
But in the same
But-
regard, I don't
Yeah.
think it's better than WoW. I think the hub,
Yeah.
but just because the whole WoW environment was interactive and it was all one big server sort of thing,
Yep.
that made it more fun. There was more genuine human interaction. It was so limited the things you could do in that Destiny 1 tower. You could stand there, you could dance, and you could talk at people, and there was a couple of shops to go visit as well. But you couldn't interact with people as much as you can in World of Warcraft, and I'm not asking for that. That's not what I want. But to claim that that they've done it their own way, yes, they have. But I would say they've done a limited version and not as.
I would agree.
Yeah.
It is same, but different.
Yeah.
That's my sign-off quote. Where's that from, guys?
I don't even know. It's too late in the evening for me to be fingering out quotes.
Oh, come on. It's all right. We'll let someone pick that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I think what I want to say is almost that I'm scared as a gamer that we're going to eventually get into this loop of games that are just based off old games.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing new being made, nothing original coming out that is, because there's a lot of big games now that are making big numbers, and they're mods of other games, like Dear Esther,
Mm-hmm.
another game. What else we got?
I don't know.
It's all over the place though. It's just.
I feel like there's one thing about that, how everybody's going to be adapting to the hub worlds. That just leaves it to have there's just going to be that one company that's just going to be like, hey, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this. It's going to be something completely
it opens
random.
Up the door.
And it's going to just open it up to, endless other games that are going to come out and use that new style. Like, I feel like that's one of the things that helps games, actually grow is, hey, everybody's going to get to this level. And then somebody's just going to be
someone has to smash
I'm going to
through
do
that
this.
barrier.
Yeah, someone's going to be like, I'm doing this now. That's what we're doing.
This is the thing. I do not want to have to wait 2 years for them to have to make this leap.
Yeah, that's true.
I do not want to have to sit there and go, oh look, another hub world where I just stand around and wait for people to tell me what to do. And oh look, it's another game that's based off this other game that I've played. I mean, it's fun to. They're basing off these previous existing games or previous modding an existing system because they are good systems. Warcraft 3 was good, right?
Yeah.
Like Counter-Strike and stuff like that were almost based around mods of other games. Like Counter-Strike, I think, was a Half-Life mod.
Yeah.
Those were good games. They were solid games. They are in the gaming history annals as being solid options to play, things that you almost have to play or else you haven't experienced true gaming.
Right.
And that's the thing, why are we not having those being made? It feels like these big experiences, these truly, groundbreaking games, I can't think of any recently. I can't.
No, and this transitions to my biggest fear going forward, so well done, Benny, is games not being made technical, like Counter-Strike, like skill-based games. They don't exist right now. Most of them are these so-called walking sims.
People would disagree. I think
people do. This is such a controversial topic. It really is.
Yeah.
But walking sims to me aren't video games. They aren't. They are experiences that you can have. I will give it that. It's an experience. But a video game to me takes skill, like Counter-Strike or Halo or Gears of War or anything. Hearthstone, WoW, Diablo. All of those things take some sort of mechanical skill that the player has to be good at. A walking sim...
Hearthstone derived by all the tabletop card games, by the way.
Yes.
Derived from Magic the Gathering.
Magic and...
Yu-Gi-Oh!
No. But there's a skill to it. There is a meta that you have to understand and you have to operate within that.
There is a skill set that you can build that makes you better at those games. I agree.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Walking sims do not have those. It's not a portion of the game.
Yeah.
Or so-called game, because it's not a game. It is push forward on the left stick, and maybe you might be able to move your head around to look in this environment that is supposed to be telling you a story, but most of the time it's just someone talking while you're walking through the woods, which we'll get to that when we've been
when
playing.
you go on your games. But I feel like the point of walking sim games isn't supposed to be surrounded around skill. It's more supposed to be the story of the game.
Right, so it's not a video game.
Well, I guess. I don't know.
It's not.
Well, in your point
Right?
of view, it's not a video game, but some people like the games where it's just like, hey, this has a great story to it.
You
Yeah,
look.
I, I
Go
get that.
ahead.
I get that.
Uh-huh.
But in the same regard, these are the games getting 9s and 8.5 out
Yeah.
of 10 by these video game reviewers, and it's always like that with these games. And I
It's
feel
because of
that,
the story.
yeah, but
Right, but a
It's not-
story doesn't push the entire game. If it's a game, you cannot say that a game that is piss poor mechanically controlled, like What Remains of Edith Finch or Gone Home or Inside, all are better because of the story than Halo 5, because the Halo 5 story wasn't as great as those. When mechanically Halo 5 is light years ahead of those games
Yeah.
and has far higher skill cap than those games will ever touch.
But I feel like the walking sims, like, the story isn't meant to be like the story of Halo or the mechanicals of Halo. It's supposed to
No,
be
but that's how they're rating it.
yeah, like
which is wrong. So yes, they
they
need to change
used
how
to
they
have
rate
they
those.
used to have like 3 categories, didn't they, when they were rating
Yeah.
video games?
Yes.
They used to have
Yeah.
story, mechanics, and story, gameplay, and graphics.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's probably something they have to bring back, like now that so many walking sims games are coming out, because it's just like a
They're
lot
not
of
games.
people. Shut up. I get that, but
Tyler,
just
just
that-
stop being polite to him. Just tell him to fuck off. Like.
that's what people at work tell me to do all the time. No, it's people like a good story.
That's fine. That's what movies are for.
Yeah, but some people like having a control over it. Like some people like having the ability to be like, "Hey, we're gonna go over here. Hey,
So
what's this
you're
over
a
here?"
wannabe gamer, someone who can't have the skill level to get into it.
No, he's the classic VR gamer. That's who he
Yeah,
is.
like because when my girlfriend and I were playing Gone Home, I was playing through it. I was just like, okay, I gotta go here, gotta find all these hidden things. And I was listening to the story, but I wasn't fully paying attention to it. And then at the end of it, once I beat it, I look over and my girlfriend's just like, that was a really nice story. And I'm just like, I guess. I wasn't really paying attention. And then I played through it again because I missed a couple of things. And I was like, that's actually a good story. Like, that's all that they were trying to do. They were just like, hey, we want to tell a story. We don't want to, blow you away with these great graphics or great mechanics
Right.
of the game.
Yeah,
But we
But
just want to tell a nice
how did you
I-
walk through that house with those piss poor mechanical controls?
It was easy. Like, there was nothing
No,
to
it
the
was
game.
so
It was just like,
bad.
hey, you're just walking around. You're just casually walking. There's nothing going on. Like, yeah, it's different
The
from
camera, the mechanics of how you picked up things and interacted with the world
I didn't mind
were
it.
so terrible.
I didn't mind
How
it.
you open up doors and how you
No.
can get caught and stuck inside of a door if you don't pull back at the right second.
No,
That's
I
not
didn't mind
skill.
it.
That's bug. That's a bug.
Well, yeah, that's a bug, but like that's like a small bug.
No, it was a pretty big bug.
No,
In
I ran
that
into it
2-minute
once.
or whatever it is. It's
Wait.
that
Ty-
1
Tyler,
minute achievement.
We've got to remember
Yes.
that Mike is pretty much describing exactly what will happen to me if I play that game.
Yeah,
Because I am the king of breaking games.
we'll put the one achievement, the speedrunning achievement in Gone Home,
Yeah.
requires you to open up this door. If you do not hit that door perfectly, Ben, and I
Yes.
mean perfectly, you
Then-
will get stuck. You will get stuck inside the door, and you have to close the game and restart it.
Yep. I did run into that once or twice, but
Once
Like
or
that
twice.
w-
I ran into it like a dozen times.
that's because you suck.
It was the game.
I ran into it like once or twice, and then I got that achievement.
Or the bits where you have to pick up stuff and carry them.
Like the
it's
Christmas
so
duck,
bad.
that was easy. That was like, oh hey, you pick this thing
It's
up and you
so
carry
bad.
it with you.
It controlled
Like,
so bad. Or
nah.
Virginia.
I
We
haven't
differ
done that
on
yet,
Gone
so-
Home.
Okay.
Virginia is maybe one of the worst cameras and
Okay.
control of a camera that I have ever experienced
I-
in my entire life.
I can agree with you on that because that was, yeah, I haven't even finished that game, but that
You know
game
what?
made me dizzy.
If you were actually a robot in that game,
Mm-hmm.
that would
Right.
make more sense. Because it's like very up and down,
'Cause it's so
mechanically left
bad.
and right. It's just
That-
if you were like Johnny Five from the the short circuit films.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and the problem is that I think there's two ways that this could be. They are focusing more on the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's
because
I want to clarify.
Whoa,
All right, go ahead.
They're focusing more on the story in some games because they really want to get that story across, and that's what they want to do. They just want to make a story game. Or they're focusing more on that because they can't do the graphics, or they don't want to put the effort in to do the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or the mechanics. I've got a sneaky suspicion for a lot of these companies, because a lot of them are indie companies, they can't afford to be running in the big engines, or they don't want to,
Right.
learn how to do all this stuff. That
Yeah.
they don't do it because they just can't be bothered, or because they don't have the funds. Now, I'm not saying it's bad for them what they're doing because they don't have funds. I'm just saying that this game is not 9 out of 10 when they've only done 1 out of 3 things right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's my whole thing. Is don't let this industry become a walking sim crank house where that's all we're playing for $20 for an hour experience that doesn't control that well, or honestly the narrative isn't that well told.
Well, yeah. See, I'm gonna bridge you and Tyler here, because obviously I realise that I've kind of interjected into Tyler's point there, and we both have, because we always do this. Poor Tyler gets talked over a bit too much.
It's okay.
But
I stuck quietly now.
yeah, you're just gonna piss on Mike's
Don't do that.
toothbrush.
Sounds
That's all.
No.
Sounds so weird.
But yeah, so what we've got to keep in mind is that Mike's fear here, Tyler, is that we'll start seeing less of the AAAs because it makes so much money from making these what he calls walking sim games.
But
No, that's what they're called.
I don't know. I just think, like, to the point, like, if a company comes out like the walking sim is the best that they can do, like, it's just like, okay, that's their video game. They made a good story with what they could do. Okay, maybe if that game does well, then they can bump it up a little bit, be like, hey, this is what we can do now that, this was our first game. Like, I feel like
All right.
walking
So
sims
to your
are-
point, Gone Home was a critically acclaimed success. Go
Because of
play
the story.
Tacoma. Go play
wow.
Tacoma. Even worse controls, and the narrative is so.
$10
We'll get
I'm
to that
gonna
in a
like
second.
that. I'm gonna like that story, aren't I?
Nope. No, you're not. Because it's so basic. It really is. And I'm not just hating on it because it is a walking sim. It's probably one I paid the most attention to because it's sci-fi. And I really do enjoy sci-fi. So if you can make a walking sim that controls well and tells a good story, I'm probably going to like it a lot more. I haven't run into that yet, though.
Well,
So,
maybe it will.
especially with Tacoma.
What was that game that they announced at E3?
Which
The
one?
the Egypt one.
Nope, that looks dumb.
You say that, but maybe those controls are a bit better.
Maybe. I
We'll
hope,
see.
because that's what they have to do. So, let me round off my point here is I like the hardcore first-person games, the racing
Yes.
games, the things that take time, skill, and just blood, sweat, and tears to get good at. I don't want to take away from someone else's gaming experience who can't compete at that level, but that's not the pinnacle of the game industry. Is those games that you can only, because you can only play for 4 hours a day or 4 hours a week, and that's all you can experience. That doesn't mean that's all I have to play. I want to play the hard games. I want to play the good, fast-paced, skill-based games, and we have to bring those back. And the only way to do that, and sadly I'm feeding into these crappy walking sim games because I keep buying them.
Yep.
But if they make them really crappy achievements, I won't buy them. But they literally take no skill to get 1,000 gamer score. That's what it is. When you look at other games like Need for Speed or Halo or Gears of War, those take pure skill to get all the achievements. A walking sim, you can literally do what it says in the name and walk through the game and get the 1,000. So, the gaming industry has to realize that games are games, and pull away from this focus of it only has to contain a story. Because it doesn't.
I will catch you on that one. I think they don't have to stop doing it. I think they have to do
No,
it.
all right. I will. They
Yeah,
have to divide better.
That's what they need to do, because there's that group of people that view games as an art style and will focus on the story and be like, hey, this is a really good story. We don't have...
It's being broadcasted as art, not games.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where it needs to be like, hey, this is a video game, but it also is really good art style. Or this is like...
Right.
Well, it has to mostly be that. Be like, hey, this is a video game, but it has a really good art style. That's what they need to divide the...
then you can look at games like Zelda. Look at the story, look at the art style, but then look at the controls and the skill that it takes to beat that game.
Yeah. But look at the company that made it. It's
That
a
is
big
true.
company.
It is a big company.
Whereas
but,
the little
all right.
companies don't have that money.
Cuphead.
I think Cuphead is the one exception, because that's not a walking sim.
That's what Mike's gonna throw out every time in this conversation.
Yeah, but that's the exception.
But
that is the
small
one that
company
worked.
I'm sorry, they had 14 people. Small company. No one. They did have Microsoft at the end there that picked them for the console exclusive, but those guys bet the house. And when I say the house, they put their houses up.
Yeah.
So if you're serious about it and you can bet the farm and you can bet the farm on it, then you're going to get a game like Cuphead, which is a million times better.
This is the thing, though. That is in the minority now. So we have that game, and that is the perfect example to work from. But then you think, how many small studios do we know of? We know of so many of these smaller studios. They're popping up all the time. They're all over the place. Yeah. And I think, unfortunately, what they're making is anything that can get them a big chunk of money so that they can do something more fun. And that's just, the best way for them to make money with minimal input, with minimal risk, is these walking sims.
Just make some good games.
They're trying.
They're trying, and it's not good.
But yeah, I think we'll round off by saying that I have a fear for the future. Mike thinks that people need to...
Oh, I have a fear for the future.
Define what they
call a game. How about that?
And Tyler wants them to divide their attention so that they can say, this is what this is, this is what this is, play what you want.
Yes, I would agree. Bring back arcade titles.
There you go.
Don't give them 1,000. Mike is too tempted by the 1,000.
That is true.
Yeah, as we'll get into here in a second.
So let's segue into what we've been playing this week, so that we don't get drawn back into this conversation, because we'll spend.
We're about to get drawn back into it once I get to my list.
Thanks, Mike.
So who's going first?
Benny.
I'm going first. I talk first.
Yeah.
Always me. More of my voice.
Always.
Okay.
Right. So I got the new TV, as previously stated. So I went and I tried out Need for Speed, which I just installed on the last TV just before I got a new one, got it all installed, and that's fun. It's always hard for me to see the graphics change in Need for Speed, because the backgrounds aren't as gorgeous as they are for like Gran Turismo or Forza. Those things are just incredibly detailed, like worlds. Whereas Need for Speed, you do it for the drifting, don't you? Really, you do it for the modern car.
Yeah, I would argue that this Need for Speed Payback has it's made a change a little bit. You can see they're paying attention to that background detail.
It's better.
There's some moments. It is better. It is.
When you work,
it's not great.
When you work with a fictitious place, or a place that's sort of
yeah. You're not basing it off of something. Like Forza Horizon 3, where they based it off Australia. And it looks like Australia. So, I see what you mean.
So everything's trying to kill you in that game?
Yes.
That is Australia, yeah. But if you ask some American politicians, there is no such place as Australia.
What's that?
There's an American politician. It was about gun control.
Oh.
He claimed that there was no such place as Australia.
Pretty sure
But-
there is.
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, I've met some people from there, so they must have been lying if not.
We
Yeah.
got some listeners from Australia.
Oh, do we?
We love you. Oh,
Shut
yeah.
up.
We do believe in you, Australian people. You do exist.
I just
Yes.
don't want to visit because
They're
everything
they're
can kill
definitely
me.
time travelers, though.
No.
But yeah, so I was playing Need for Speed, and I've enjoyed that game for the most part. There's a couple of things that I've been a bit like, really. So, for example, you get these sort of 5 different, let's say, event styles that you can play. You
Yeah.
have to have cars for each one. I can kind of get that, dividing it that way. It
You're
makes the characters relevant, but then when you buy, let's say I buy the Ford Mustang.
Right.
In my mind, I should have that across all 5 of those driving styles.
Yep.
I do not have that across all 5 of those
You
driving
do not.
styles.
Oh,
I have
no.
it once for one thing. So I'm there.
Yep.
I'm there looking at those like end game cars, thinking, right, you're $1 million. There's no way I'm spending $1 million on anything but the race format for you.
Yep.
Like, what is?
That's
the point?
that's why I'm excited for the Crew 2. Actually, surprisingly, because that's what they did well. Was you could have a Mustang, right? And then you could give it an upgrade package to be an off-roading Mustang or a drifting Mustang. Yeah, that was it. It was just that car. You just had to switch it to those different packages.
Yeah,
right?
which is what they should have done in Need for Speed.
That-
I don't know
think
why
so.
they've done it
Yep.
the other way.
I think they didn't do
I-
it because it would have been copying.
I know why they did it the other way. There's another
Yeah.
reason too, and that's that you now have to play however many more hours to go get the money to earn that car in
Yeah.
the next mode.
Yeah.
And the next mode. It's artificially extending the game experience. Where have we seen
Yeah.
this before, fellas?
Oh, I don't know.
Shadow of War.
Bum, bum, bum.
All these other games, just stop it, guys. Just if your game if your game is too short, it's too short. Either make more content or let it be short.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I've been enjoying Need for Speed though. I like drifting; it's fun. However,
Yeah.
there is a horrific cut-off in your brakes when you get below a certain, like,
Brake force.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, well, it's not just the ability to brake; it's when they kick in the drift, or when, as I found out the hard way, they just don't kick in the drift.
Yep.
Like, so you thinking, right, my drift will start any second now, and that'll take me around the corner. Any second now. Any second now. I've fallen off a cliff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lesson learned. But yeah, I've been playing that. I tried going on to Rainbow Six again, and I played Terrorist Hunt, where I played with some absolute idiots. We'll call them idiots, just to be kind. But then I went on multiplayer and fucking schooled 4 people. I
Good
killed
job.
4 people in a round. 4.
Jeez.
TV
Nice.
difference is massive. I can see people.
Yeah.
You know, these guys that are like hiding in corners, I can see them. I know where they are. They have problems now.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's good.
that was beautiful. That was a nice change for me. I also played a little bit more of The Sims 4, and I have this horrible moment coming when my original
no.
2 Sims have gotten old.
Are they gonna die of old age?
The woman's gonna die of old age. The man.
Oh
I'm
no!
I'm focusing upon the guy that I think I can keep him alive with these potion of youth things.
Oh my god!
So he's gonna live forever. But
Jesus!
he's my only space
That's-
man. He's gotta live forever. But yeah, so
Wow!
Space.
Wow!
yeah,
Space.
I'm in Spice. So yeah, I'm playing through that a bit and just messing around. But it's fun.
Oh.
But it's just sometimes you get a bit bored of it. So yeah, I'm gonna start losing Sims soon. I'm gonna have to start pushing
Aw.
towards those achievements for like. There's one for being in the same house for 10 generations of a Sims family.
Oh my god.
Jesus!
Yeah, I've got like 2 generations right now, so I'm gonna have to have like 7 more kids. As
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, that's brutal. man.
Yeah, this
Ooh.
house is small as well, so if I move house to a bigger house, I'm again.
Yeah. Ooh. No.
Maybe I'll move the parents to a different house.
There you go.
There you go.
Let them die in that
Oh.
house. Let the Grim Reaper move in.
Well, there's an achievement for having one of your Sims befriend the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you
That's
can
great,
marry
yeah.
him too.
Oh my god. What is
Yeah.
this game?
That would be pretty hilarious as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So
If
Yeah.
only social services wouldn't steal my babies.
how many babies have they taken from you?
They've only taken one, but like,
Okay.
I only just managed to keep on top of these two.
Oh Jesus.
So I only wanted one kid. What's it playing?
End up with 3.
Yeah.
I, Ben was streaming that, and he said that one of his children got taken by CPS, and the person in the chat was just made the wide-eyed emoji. It was pretty great.
That's hilarious. Oh
Not
god.
to be trusted with small wriggly things. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. There's been a bit of like other stuff, but nothing major.
Yeah. So,
Alright.
speaking of small wiggly things, that leads into the game that I have been playing, or at least one of the
Gross.
games that I've been playing. So, and that game, it came out with Games with Gold. This was months and months ago, like maybe close to a year ago. It was Slime Rancher.
I think that was
Okay.
over the summer. Yeah.
Slime Rancher.
Oh my god. This game is so addicting. I do not know why. And I don't hate myself for liking it, but I enjoy playing this game.
It's alright,
Alright.
Tyler. We hate you for liking it.
Thanks. So, it is a rather easy game to thousands, so that I do have coming back for me. It says about 20 to 30 hours to complete it. Right now I have 710G in it, and I've only been playing it for about 18 hours, I believe. So it's not horrible, and I probably only have about 4 hours left that I actually have to do, but it is quite a fun game. So basically, the premise of the game is you set up this ranch, and you go around, and you can pick up these slimes that just kind of roll around, jump around, eat shit that they poop out. It's really weird, and they can get bigger, and then you can do different combinations of them, and then you have to feed them every so often by growing crops and shit. It's one of those games that I can easily get sucked into, and I did. But it's actually quite a fun game. Some of the achievements looked daunting, but I found some easy ways around them. Like one of them's for like depositing the things that the slimes drop called plorts. There's one for like depositing like 10,000 of them. I found a way. I found a real easy way. I captured about 100 of them, and I just kept forcing them to eat food and shitting out the things.
Huh.
And that's how I did it. It was really easy. So, it was a game that caught me by surprise. I remember picking it up on Games with Gold, and I was just like, I'm never gonna play this game. And then I started playing it. I was just like, this is actually fun. So.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that was my game that kind of came out of nowhere, I guess.
You mean we get decent games with Games with
Yeah.
Gold?
It was a pleasant surprise.
Don't talk
Like,
madness. Don't talk crazy talk.
Yeah.
it was a pleasant surprise. Like if they added more achievements to that, like they added a random DLC to it, I would play it.
Huh.
So, now is it a game I can see Mike playing? No, because it takes a bit of
I've
time.
got a sneaky suspicion that I won't be playing that one either.
Honestly, if you did play it, Ben, it'd be a game you have over Mike, because he's never gonna play it. So,
See, what you're telling me is I can bully Mike with you joining in if I play this.
yeah, yeah.
Probably still
Well,
not gonna
it's
play
no.
Hey, after
So-
this week, none of y'all are catching me.
So I played that. That was that was one of the games that I played. I slacked a little. I haven't done any of the easy games that I have lined up to catch up to Ben. So
You
1
should
month
get on
left.
that.
1
Yeah.
month left.
yeah, I know. So the other game that I played. Oh my god. This game is on Steam. I have seen I don't know how many YouTube people play it. And finally I was just like, okay, I have to see what this game is about. I mean, I knew what it was about from watching them. Oh, so
What game,
the game
is this?
the game is called Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
So basically, what the game is is
Not
you
a
are
game.
this guy in a cauldron. All right, like a witch's cauldron, and you have a hammer, and you take your mouse and you swing it in a circle, and that's where the sledgehammer goes. All right. So the point is to get over obstacles, climb up things with that sledgehammer. And it leads you up an entire mountain, and throughout the entire game, you have Bennett Foddy, who was the creator of the game, and he made a game before called Sexy Hiking, I believe. I haven't checked that one out yet, but so it's him telling you, this random ass story throughout when you're climbing up, but if you fall backwards, because you can fall backwards straight back down to the bottom of the game where you started,
Oh,
and you'll
God.
have to
It goes
climb all the
back
way
in-
back up.
Back in the storyline, and he does it all again.
Yep. So like if you fall,
Oh, that
and
would be
Bennett
so
Foddy will just
annoying.
go.
I cannot do that.
He just went like if you fall, he just goes. You just lost a lot of progress there. Frustrating, isn't it? And it's just like, shut up, Bennett Foddy. I know. So it's one of those games. I'm probably gonna stream it sometime. It is so aggravating to play.
No, not doing that.
No,
There's no gamer score.
there's no-
There's
I don't know.
It's
It's
exactly-
kind of funny watching Tyler just be like, I know
my
I
God.
fell. I know I lost progress.
It is such a bad it's I don't know. It's aggravating to play, but it's just like if you get past this obstacle that you've been
Yeah.
stuck on, you keep falling down, you have to keep climbing back up to it, and you finally get past it. It is so worth it. You're just like, fuck yes. Oh my god.
Now, what if you fall past it?
Then
Exactly.
then you're mad, and like I already know and once you beat the game, and a lot of streamers actually follow this rule, is it's going through like the end credits. There's something at the end of the game. All right.
Uh-huh.
It says if you are streaming this, cut the stream. You are not allowed to show this. Do not spoil this. All right. And most of the streamers actually follow that rule. They're like, okay, well, it says this. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. So if you want to see what it is, you have to play the game. That's mostly what made me want to play the game. I want to know what it says.
What it says.
So, like,
I'd
so,
love
like-
it if it just put you back at the bottom of the mountain and was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you've got to go again.
yeah.
Do it again.
So, actually, there is an option for that. It's terrible, and I saw somebody do it. It was Markiplier. Markiplier accidentally did it. It was funny.
No.
But anyways, it was actually on his stream where he finished the game, and he was like, "Oh, well, hold on," and he cut what was showing on the video game, and it was just a video of his reaction. And I was just like, "Huh, people are actually following this rule. That's kind of actually nice." Like most people,
Interesting.
like there's probably one or two people that are just like, "Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna record this anyways."
Right.
But I'm gonna keep
well,
playing it.
See, to me, it sounds like you need to play more games.
I do need to play more games, so I'm probably gonna focus on that and try catching up to Benny this week.
Yeah, just in this week, yeah?
Yeah, just in this week. I've got Ben, I have
35,000 G's in this week. Yeah? Cool.
I have enough games. I can do it.
You do not have enough time.
Oh yes, I do. So, but I'm gonna keep playing, getting over it. I'll probably stream it once or twice. Somehow I'll figure it out on my computer.
Yeah, there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
I can show you.
So, I will show you, and it's going to be a terrible time, but it's also going to be quite fun. So, yes, that is my sad.
If you actually want to
games.
beat Ben, maybe don't play a crappy game
No.
and play some of these crappy games that give you
I'm
gamer
gonna play the
score.
crappy games, and also play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Yeah, but there's no gamer score.
There are achievements for Steam, though.
Nah, those don't mean anything. That is nothing.
I know.
So, yeah, let's get to my lovely list.
Woo!
By lovely, I mean some of the worst things I've ever played in my entire life. 2 of them in particular. So I'll start with What Remains of Edith Finch. Super pretentious. Like, truly. It is... There's some bits that comment on, like, real-life things. There are some bits that get pretty dark, and there was one bit, I'm not going to spoil it. There was one bit I was like, ooh, that was a bit, it was on the darker side.
Okay.
Again, awful camera control. It's a first-person walking sim, and somehow they cannot get it to where when you look at something here, it's 1-to-1. It feels so bad. There's parts where your attention is drawn one way, but then it'll force your head to look in another direction. So you're constantly walking and fighting the camera to look around for things.
Oh.
It may be the best story in a walking sim, at least the most interesting. But again, super pretentious. So
When you say
it took me right out
pretentious,
of
are we
it.
talking like vegan eating gluten free sort of pretentious? Or are we talking?
Close.
Are we talking?
More-
I heard about that. I heard about that film before. It was cool pretentious. Or are we talking?
Yeah.
Are we talking?
I would
in
go with
between,
that.
which is glasses
It's
without
actually-
any prescription in them pretentious.
Yeah, I would go typical hipster route of this pretentiousness. I don't know. There's something about it that just rubbed me the wrong way, but at the same time, the story there was a mystery in there, and it had my attention for about 45 minutes because that's all it takes.
Jesus.
See,
45 minutes.
45 minutes to complete this game. Well, maybe an hour, I guess.
Oh no, an hour.
This game is $20.
Yep.
It is $20 normally. It was on sale. It's on sale till the 24th for what, $10? $13? That game is normally $20, and you can experience the entire thing in 45 minutes to an hour. Didn't like it. I'll say that right now.
Right.
Then-
move on. What else you played?
Yep. Another awful one. AER. Memories of Old. It is a 3D action game, I guess, but there's no action. This is another walking simulator, but it's a third person. And there's bits where you fly into an eagle. All of the achievements are kind of random for standing next to things in the world, so you have to follow a guide in order to get them.
yeah.
Again, piss poor controls. Shocking.
Oh, shocking.
Yep. So that one takes 50-ish minutes, maybe more. So about an hour. Then I did Decay the Mare. Oh, this is a point and click horror game that is absolutely garbage. And you can do this one in under 40 minutes if you watch the guide.
Is it as good
Now-
as Typing of the Dead?
Worse. It's one of the biggest fault, and they mentioned this in the guide if you use the guide on Macca's YouTube channel. When you enter a room and then you exit a room, instead of your back being at the door that you just came out of, it changed the perspective. So it'll be like across the room looking at the door you were coming out. And it takes you a second to get oriented.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll put you like down in the left-hand corner because it's a point and click and you're looking down the hallway. I'm not a horror fan. I was not scared at all by this. It was real dumb, real stupid. Didn't like it. Point and click games are awful. Then I moved on. I was like, okay, let's do a 2D like pixel game. So I moved on to Dream Break. Right?
Yep.
Oh, some of the worst controls ever.
Yeah?
Man, it's on a grid system as a 2D platformer. So meaning if you push right on the D-pad, he will move a set number of steps. And if you try to, let's say you miss the door that you have to go into, your character will stop, do a look around thing, and then move left.
Oh,
and in order
to, like the Pokemon games originally.
It's so bad.
That sounds good.
And then there is a bit, like the jumping bits, you have to hold left trigger, then select the direction you want to go in, and then let go and he'll jump.
Oh, God.
The combat in this game, the guide shows a lovely glitch, I guess we're going to call this, where normally there's a shield on one bumper and you shoot on the other, and you have to alternate between the two to defeat the enemies.
Yeah.
If you hold both, your shield stays up and you shoot.
That's good to know.
That's all you do. So, in essence, it becomes a 2D walking simulator. And it's awful. Yeah. Let's see. Then we'll move on to Tacoma, which is by the people who made Gone Home.
Yep.
Far worse than Gone Home, I think. I did not like it as much. The space elements and being in a... Yeah. I thought that would be really cool. I still don't know what happened in the story. I'm pretty sure it was something about a rogue AI or something.
Isn't it always
no
about
idea.
a rogue AI?
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, it's a very straightforward-ish. At least that's what it appeared like. I cannot recommend that game at $20 because it takes 50 minutes to complete. In fact, pretty much every game that I just said there is either $15 or $20, and they take less than 30 minutes, less than an hour.
So don't buy them.
Don't buy them unless they're on sale, and they are on sale this week. So go get them. You have until the 24th, I believe. It's in the if you go to the store, you go to deals tag. They're all in there, and they're like $5, $3 when they're normally, what they should be priced at. So that was it for my walking sim sections. That was awful. I threw in an ACA Neo Geo King of Fighters 98 in there. I'm still working on that one. Yeah. All of those games I just mentioned, I did get the full 1,000 in. I got 560G in the King of Fighters game. Then I chipped away a little bit at Lucky's Tale, Super Lucky's Tale, just doing a couple miscellaneous achievements. There'll be one day where I just play that game and I'll get it done. I guess this is a late warning. I think I said it last week or 2 weeks ago about Albert and Otto. You can no longer get the glitched achievement.
Damn.
Yep, they patched it, or I believe it's coming out by the time you hear this. Where the glitch was you had to beat the game with 5 or less deaths. The glitch was you could die as many times as you want, and it's still unlocked. So I got that done, and then a couple other beat this boss without dying achievements. I have 3 left that won't take too long. I just wanted to rush through and get that game done. So I would keep an eye. Yeah, maybe they haven't pushed the update yet. I know I saw on Twitter that the update is coming, and it is going to be fixed. So jump on it if you want it.
What was that? It was the beat it without...
Albert and Otto.
Yeah, it was beat it without 5 or less deaths.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. I know I saw on Twitter that they said there is an update coming.
Yeah, that's what the on TA it's still listed as that it does work. It hasn't been updated that it has been patched yet. So
okay.
Do you think
I would
they do
get on
these
that,
things on
honestly.
purpose?
I 100% think they do.
yeah, they probably do.
Because it got me to rush out and pay $12 for this game.
Because it's going to be
that
cheaper
I-
in the future. Why would they do it later?
Yeah. No, they wanted people to run out, buy this game to get this achievement, and then patch it. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's not a great game. It does not control well. It does not play well. So that's why I'm still sitting on 3 more achievements. Then Need for Speed, like Ben said, I'm at the point where I have money to just buy the cars and then do them. So I'm approaching end game stuff of just collectibles. Then the best game or best experience I had this week, Player Unknown Battlegrounds. I got a fucking chicken dinner.
Boom.
With squad chicken dinner, man. Holy
nice.
crap. Some of the like coolest moments of just going in, clearing out these buildings, getting more loot, getting to the zone, clearing out people, and then holding the zone. That was some of the most intense gameplay I've ever had. It runs like garbage on the Xbox. It is so bad. And I've played the PC version. The PC version is light years ahead of the Xbox version, and they do have some catching up to do. Now, that being said, I played PUBG when it first came out on the Xbox. It was unplayable. I played one match, and I was like, I'm going to wait a couple weeks. This one is at least playable. It's just they got to up-res the textures. That's the biggest thing.
Huh.
So,
yeah, because what's the refresh rate on it right now?
it's at 30. 30, and I would say just the textures are, 480?
Yeah.
At least it looks like.
No.
So, it's not good, but at the same time, honestly, like I said before, when you get down to that 40 people left, that game just hits a zone where it just runs super smooth. So, they just have to work on it, polish it a little bit more.
Can't handle the people then.
It can't. It really can't. And, this game is game preview, so I cannot fault them for this. It says it right there. That's what this game is.
Yep.
I'm very excited for 1.0, and I hope that comes soon. So,
Hopefully it does.
yes.
Then
So
I'll pick it up.
walking sim garbage. I scored 3,500 gamer score alone today with those games.
Very nice.
Granting me, I think I'm over 12,000 gamer score for the year so far, because we've only had this month. It looks like I will hit my goal next weekend of 400,000 before my birthday.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, that's how I do it.
That'll be
A lot
good.
of crap games. So, let's move on to the news section, shall we, lads?
News should be fairly.
There is a focus, we'll say. We'll get the one out of the way that is Xbox related. That is the Xbox One Elite controller version number 2.
Yep.
Now, pictures hit about a week ago now.
Okay.
Of a new Xbox One Elite controller, right?
Ah.
Cool, awesome. You might say, well, I just spent $150 on this one. What does this one give me? Well, in China, they are touting that this one has built-in rechargeable batteries.
Oh.
Right. A MagSafe-like port to charge it on the back of it. So it charges super fast. It is USB-C to the console.
Okay.
It has Bluetooth, which all the controllers now do.
Yeah.
For Windows 10.
Okay. Well,
Which is good.
hey, you need the adapter still.
No, you do, but it's now built in there. So you can have it wirelessly on Windows 10. The three biggest things at the end here, and this is why I'm going to purchase one of these no matter what the price. You get 3 levels of hair trigger locks.
Ooh.
You get 3 profiles that you can contain on there. And the paddles are now longer. and contour the controller more.
Oh.
Those are 3 advantages that I want.
Okay.
So, I will be purchasing this as long as it remains real. The pictures looked very, very real.
I want a picture. Let me see.
Yep, it's all in there. So, hopefully, I will have a new controller coming.
Well, I mean, you
Whenever
already have
they
one.
announce this.
You already have one coming for Sea of Thieves.
What's it called? Sea of Thieves. Yep.
So,
I'm excited for that, but I will take another Elite controller. If you do not have one, I highly recommend it.
I would as well.
Yep. It is fantastic. The case it comes in is beautiful.
It is.
And I love it. But I also buy every controller. So.
Yes, he does. Well, almost every.
Almost every. If they're ugly, no,
I don't. Did you buy the COD one?
I did, yeah.
Oh, right, you did.
Yep.
You make me sad.
I like how that's our issues.
So, Benny, what else have we got in the news?
I spotted something saying that Nintendo Switch's most downloaded game in 2017 was. Taking guesses here?
If I hadn't have read this article, I would have said that the most downloaded game for Nintendo would have been Zelda or Mario.
Wrong.
Right?
Huh.
Well, what is it, Benny?
Stardew Valley.
The fuck?
Interesting.
Really?
Interesting. This surprises me so much.
Really?
Despite only releasing in October, the most downloaded game over the whole year.
Insane.
Jesus.
I can also see it, though, because that is a game I own on my Xbox that I don't want to play on my Xbox. Because I'll just get sucked into it, and that's all I'm going to play.
Okay.
But put it on a Switch, and when I'm on an airplane, oh boy. Yeah, that's some trickery there, Nintendo.
Okay.
As well, it was an indie farming thing that beat Minecraft into second place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
that is nuts.
That's impressive.
It is cool. Now,
So-
something super weird,
Ooh.
and Tyler, I'm assuming you saw this.
Yeah. I did.
Nintendo Labo.
Oh my god. I don't know
This
what's
is-
going on.
I
This is-
think
this
it's
is the
cool.
accessory thing that they released.
Yeah,
but
I
it's-
think it is cool. There is a lot of engineering, and it forces kids to think.
Yeah.
How dare
Not
they?
for me.
How dare they?
Yeah, right.
My problem.
Nintendo Labo takes more skill than any walking sim.
I don't know. Everything for. Okay, so if you haven't seen what it is, it's basically like these little kits that you can buy for your Switch that are made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
I can't. It's literally fucking cardboard that you're buying for this. Like, you're spending. I think they're like. Hold on, let me check the price
They're
on
just
these.
trolling people. Has it got to that
Yeah.
point?
They're not
like you
there's-
buy Mario, yeah? You buy Mario made of wool, yeah? You buy thing made of cardboard, yeah? Next they'll be like you buy air
Like,
in box,
okay.
yes?
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's 2 kits that Nintendo has listed on their website right now. All right.
Yeah.
One says a variety kit. The other one says a robot kit. All right. So I'm assuming there's separate games for each of these kits. All right. The variety kit is $69.99.
Oh my
All right.
god.
The robot kit, which I'm assuming this robot kit is for one game, only one game. All right. It is $79.99
Oh my god.
for fucking cardboard.
Now, I will say, if that robot teaches kids how to
Okay.
use electronic boards and
Yes.
motors and servos, I
That would
think
be
that's
cool.
pretty cool. That is not something you sell to the
But-
public. That's something you sell to schools.
Yeah. So one cool thing I did see on there was one of the, I believe it's in the variety kit. It does allow you to make like a 13 key piano. Okay,
Right.
that's
That
pretty
is
cool.
pretty cool.
Um,
That takes some
That
thinking.
does, yeah. Then the other one was like a fishing pole. Okay, that's okay. And then the other one was a motorbike. Okay, and the motorbike actually has, I'm pretty sure it has a shifter on it where you have to grab it, pull it down, shift, and whatnot. And I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's, but I just find it stupid.
Let's call a spade let's call a spade a spade. This is some bullshit by Nintendo right here.
It's literally fucking cardboard. You're spending $70 or $80 on cardboard.
On cardboard.
Like
Right.
somebody.
This is why I think this is just me. I think this would be so much better
I don't
utilized as a teaching tool
Yeah.
than a video game.
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping Nintendo was joking about this, but it actually looks like they are serious about it.
Maybe it's the Japanese version of April Fool's Day.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
We'll-
they did
see
have
how
to
it goes.
release something. I didn't grab the article, but it was basically them saying, "Hey, these kits don't come with a Switch." Like they had to clarify, these kits don't come with
Oh,
a Switch.
God.
You have to you already have to own the Switch in order to use.
I
these
thought that
kits.
was standard.
no, you have
Those
to
with
already
small
own a
children
Switch.
attached.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
don't know. We'll see how it turns out. I don't think I'm going to be buying one of these kits anytime soon.
I predict it's going to take off and sell like hotcakes.
I have a feeling it is just because of how the Switch sold over the past year.
I bet they just plastered Mario on it and then it sells like hotcakes.
It's mostly Nintendo logos.
Yeah, it says
Like just
Nintendo
says
Labo.
Nintendo.
Just
it.
watch. They'll make a Mario
Oh, no.
version or something like that.
And you can make Mario walk. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it folds.
We'll see how it goes.
It's just a bit ridiculous at the fact that it's fucking cardboard and they're charging you $80 for it. Like, yeah, there's still a game in there, so I get that. The extra $20 is for cardboard.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I don't
Well,
know. We'll see.
That's it for episode 14 of the Entirely X Gaming podcast. Next week is episode 15, guys.
Oh my god.
15.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And we appreciate all of your support.
We do.
Week in, week out. You guys keep downloading the show. You keep listening to the show. I see it. Thank you.
Yes.
We have so much more coming, and we're working very hard on it. And we'll keep talking about it into weeks coming. And go Patriots.
is that your sign off? We still got a plug.
My sign off this week that you guys got to guess is not done.
Not done.
It's a Patriots logo.
Well, you're
Get
forgetting
it.
something. What's our Facebook at?
Oh, I was gonna do that after, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, you're right.
Let's do our plugs, then we sign off.
That's fine. My sign off is staying the same. We're not done yet.
Okay.
Facebook, facebook.com/entirelyxgaming. Instagram,
Is entirely_x_gaming_podcast. God fucking damn it. Ben,
Yes.
what's our Twitter?
At entirely_x. So
and
glad I
don't
got the
forget
easy
us
one.
on YouTube. Don't forget us on YouTube. Sadly, we do not have a customized YouTube URL because we have to get more subscribers.
We gotta do
So
stuff.
please go there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do it. It'll help us out immensely. iTunes, same thing. Ratings, please do it.
Yes, do it.
And I'm your host, Mike Spindler, and not done yet.
No, they'll be done next week. I'm Ben Frampton, and I'm signing off with, I'm scared, Dave. Will I dream?
Oh, and I'm Tyler. And all I have for you is if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh.